I'm not alright. What do you want to talk to me about?
So what is everybody else doing down below deck?
Roddy is staying on the ship, and he probably has been informed. Mishka is on their side now, but he's standing there giving him stink eye the entire time.
Alright, I'll just tell Mishka in Elvish. Roddy doesn't speak Elvish. Just tell me what's going on.
I speak Elvish.
Oh, it's not a secret. It's not anything big. I just wanted to say, thank you. I feel like for the past 2 fucking years, just my head has not been clear. I've been doing some really fucking stupid things. And I'm pretty sure that when you came to talk to me that first time that you were not exactly trying to be my friend. You were, in fact, trying to manipulate me so that you could seduce me and then murder me. But it's led to some good things. And, thank you. I appreciate it.
Sure. Happy to.
Listen, do you need help with this? I'm pretty good with ships, actually.
Yes. Very much need help, but we don't want to leave Hansel behind. Can you do your, snap, crack trick and go get him?
Well, honestly, I only have so many of those a day. I think I'd like to keep him for a few more days, but I'll send him your way once I'm done with him. How about that?
Okay.
Okay, all right. And then he kind of turns away for a second, and he kind of rests his arms on the crow's nest and looks out over the sea for a second, because this is kind of familiar to him. And he kind of gets a distant look in his eyes for a moment. And if this were a movie or a video game or a cutscene or something like that, this is what would happen. We, the viewers, the players, would see the camera kind of zoom out for a second. And about a mile away, in Diva's shop, we, the viewers, would see Diva sitting in her back room, her very back room with all the most bizarre objects that she collects. And she is surrounded by a pile of these tiny black vials filled with these tiny black seeds of gluttony. And over on the table next to her is a tiny hourglass. Not a full hourglass, just 60 seconds, full of black sand. She reaches over, she turns it, and the 60 seconds begin. And Goro staggers to the ground in the crow's nest, clutching his head for a moment, his eyes closing. And his hand reaches into his pocket and finds 2 vials that were planted on him during the fight with the paladin.
Oh my god!
By Jan.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Are you okay?
Oh my gosh.
Goro reaches into his pocket and finds 2 vials that have been planted on him during the fight with Odin, while Goro was distracted. And below deck, Jan kind of glances up for a moment and then looks away and then goes down below deck. Mishka kind of turns around for a moment and he bends down and he puts his hand on Goro's shoulder and he says, "Goro, are you all right? Do you get seasick? Is that something that happens to you? That's fucking adorable." And Goro reaches up and grabs the back of Mishka's head with supernatural strength and then slams it into the ground, takes the vial out of his pocket and forces it into Mishka's mouth, popping off the top. And a wriggling black seed of gluttony goes into Mishka's mouth, and he clutches his throat for a second and staggers and falls to the ground. And his body moves like he's trying to throw it up and can't. And wet, oily blackness floods across his eyes for a second, and his entire body shudders as though he is a puppet and his strings are being rattled. I want everybody who is currently on the ship to roll for initiative.